What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match, and Barcelona beat AC Milan 1-0 in their final match of the US tour. Overall, it was a very good performance from Barcelona. Of course, keep in mind we are in preseason mode. We're going to analyze this as a preseason game, not as a La Liga game. I think Barcelona played well, competed well on all fronts. And before we get into the actual review, Xavi has just spoken to the media and has confirmed that Ousmane Dembele has asked to leave, and that he spoke with Nasser Al Khelaifi, who of course is the president of Paris Saint-Germain, and of course the manager Luis Enrique, and Barcelona cannot compete with their offer, and that's why he did not play. So we're going to hope for the sale now of Dembele in the next 24 to 48 hours. But on the match review, look, I think Barcelona played well. I think every single player went out there and put in a very considerable level of performance. Few players I didn't think played well. We got the goal in the end. Beautiful goal from Ansu Fati. I believe it was Alejandro Balde assist. It's coming down the left-hand side, finds Ansu. He's top of the box, cuts inside, and bends it top right corner, beating a very good goalkeeper in Mike Mignon as well in goal. After that, Barcelona controlled the game. AC Milan maybe had a sniff or two in the final moments, but Barcelona back-to-back clean sheets. And this is something that we have to highlight, that Barcelona had a very tough preseason. Of course, we got sick, the gastroenteritis, we missed the Juventus match, we come into a UCL semi-final against Arsenal, another UCL semi-final against Real Madrid. This is the first actual regular preseason match intensity that we expected, and Barcelona go out there and compete at the highest level. And also, again, keep in mind, the players came late to Las Vegas. They had 6-hour delay in their flight because they wanted to see what happens with Ousmane Dembele, according to reports. We'll wait and see. I can't really, judge that. But nonetheless, they came 6 hours late. They missed their training session in the morning. They still went on the pitch and competed very well against a team that was in the semi-final of the Champions League last season. So I'm very proud of the squad and the players and how they had to adapt to a very difficult preseason, and they're showing that they're at a very good level to start the season. Of course, still one more game for preseason, the Joan Gamper next Tuesday against Tottenham at the Montjuic Stadium. We'll see how that goes, but on the match, I think Barcelona played well. The only issue I had in this game was Barcelona's decision making and productivity in the final third. We had so many opportunities where if we made the right pass, the right decision, it could have been a goal threat. But that's going to come down to, of course, getting back to match rhythm, getting used to your new teammates. Of course, Abdi is a new player. We have other players in the midfield who are just integrating, like Fermin Lopez, Oriol Romeu, Ilkay Gundogan. So I understand it takes time, but that was the one part that was really annoying for me, was they take an extra pass. You could have made a better opportunity. You had players shooting instead of passing instead of shooting, and that was a bit triggering. But apart from that, I think the team played well. Now I want to talk about individuals because that's what's all about really in preseason. Firstly, Naki Pena, superb, made 2 world-class saves. I think they were both against Raphinha. The second one definitely was. The first one I can't remember off the top of my head, but 2 great saves from him. Commanded his box very well, clean sheet. Araujo was very good as well. Going forward, he's a bit dead, but that's what you expect. Kounde, I think he played well as well. Got cooked by Raphinha once in the first half. He got outpaced. Apart from that, I think he was flawless. Eric Garcia, you gotta give this man his praise. I think he's been the surprise of preseason. I think Eric Garcia has been superb yet again. He had one misplaced pass in this match, the cross field that he was trying to aim for Raphinha, but he had it way too short. Apart from that, he was flawless. Every single pass, tackle, interception, decision was pinpoint perfection. So credit to him. He's impressing a lot in preseason. Marcos Alonso, absolutely freaking dead. I mean, madre mia jode. He is just so shy. Once he got that yellow card in the 4th minute, he's dusted. He was terrible. No progressive runs, no overlapping runs. Decision making, whether he's passing or shooting, was dirt poor. Midfield, Oriol Romeu, fantastic. This is what you call a world-class signing. 3.4 million euros, comes in, knows the system, knows the style, not fancy, but just a good player. Yes, he's a bit on the older side, but what a player he is. I think he'll do really well this season, and he'll be a very important piece for us. Pedri, magical in the midfield. Again, wasn't really as productive as you want from Pedri in the final third, but in build-up, I thought he was superb. Fermin Lopez, I thought he was okay. I think the goal in the El Clasico got to his head quite a bit because he's taking a lot of shots from outside the box. He's trying to do a lot of extra pass and extra trickery, I guess, to show off. But that's, if I scored a goal in the Classico, I'd do the same thing. So I'm not gonna, hate on him for it. But I think his, again, build-up play was okay, but final ball and decision making wasn't that great. Raphinha, I think, he was okay, but again, he was the main thing for me. His decision making and final ball was just not up to scratch today, whether it was a pass. I think in the first moments of the first half, he had this nice little cut inside where he had a shot that just went wide. He had that bender that was saved by Mike Mignon as well. But apart from that, a lot of poor decision making, making the extra run when he should have passed it, making the extra pass when he should have run. But hopefully that'll come with match rhythm. Ferran Torres, I think he was alright, played the graveyard shift, dropped back a lot, created some spaces. I think, again, his runs into the box weren't that great. Abdi, he was very quiet for me. I mean, he made some good runs down that left-hand side. He, did some cooking here and there, but didn't really do as much as we expected from him in a typical match. But against preseason, I think he did it once or twice. I think he tried to have some build-up play with Alonso, but Alonso was just crap himself, let's be honest. Now, in terms of the subs, of course, Ansu Fati came on, played well. Should have had that. He should have had a brace. He missed that sitter, the one that was the cut back from Bali that was blocked by the AC Milan defender. I think, again, he's having the decision-making stuff will come with match rhythm. I understand that, but I think he could have gotten a brace today at least, maybe even a hat trick if he was more decisive in the final third, but can't take away from his goal. It was fantastic. Sergio Roberto, I think he was all right. He was pressing very, very well, I must say. He was the main conductor of the press. Few poor touches and, final ball passes, but I think his pressing was very, very good. Frankie de Jong came in, did his job, was absolutely flawless. I'm trying to think of other stuff. Lewandowski. We gotta talk about Lua. Lua has been washed this preseason. My God. Listen, it's preseason. I'm not gonna, analyze it too much like I've told you guys, but on this preseason, I think Lewandowski has been very poor. And you know what? He's gonna, if he starts doing this in the regular season, he's gonna get, dare I say, cooked. So he needs to start scoring some chances. I think he had a few in this match that he just weren't linking up with. His decision making again in the final third was very, very poor. I'm trying to think of who the other initial subs came in. Yamal came in, looked absolutely brazy, I must say. He did some good movement on the right hand side. He had a bender that just went wide as well. I'm trying to think who else came on. We had Mekaife, Alex Valla, and Guaido Casado. Didn't really have much time for them to get into the match per se. Balde, I forgot to talk about Balde. Oh, I mean, he got subbed off, but my God, what a left back. I was saying this in the live stream. The downgrade from Balde to Alonso might be the biggest downgrade in the history of the sport. My God, you have someone who's absolutely shite, then you have a brilliant, up-and-coming, world-class left back. I mean, he was absolutely superb. So, I think I've rated everyone. It's disappointing now. See, I'm really worried about Gavi, by the way. He has not had a minute this preseason. I feel like he's going to have a Ferran Torres from last year where he's going to get chucked in very quickly. Hopefully, he'll adapt quickly. But I'm worried about Gavi. Same with Inigo Martinez. Kessie and Dembele are both off. They did not even lace up they didn't even put on a football boot. They're in their sneakers the whole time, so they're both off. But yeah, overall, great game from Barcelona. Competed very well, put in a good performance, and I think Xavi is doing very well with this team. I think they just need to strengthen a few departments. If we can just get that overlapping fullback in Cancelo, I think Raphinha would be way more dangerous. Because we saw in the game that he would pick up the ball down the right hand side. He had two or three AC Milan players on him, so it's either he makes a risky pass, doesn't go through, does some trickery, doesn't go through, or he passes it back. You don't have, Araujo is not an overlapping fullback. He's a defensive fullback, so he wasn't making those runs to attract the AC Milan defenders to create that space that was never there. So hopefully we get a proper right back that can have it. Oh, Dest! Forgot to talk about Dest. He's so shit. Yo, I've seen some crap players play for Barcelona. I think Dest is now top 15, top 10. I remember making the match review, one of my first early days in YouTube. It was a Classico. We lost 3-1. Des started. We just signed him. He played so well that game. I'm like, oh, he could be the future of our right back position, blah, blah, blah. What a fall from grace. I mean, he was diabolically poor. I mean, he made a couple good. He completed a couple passes today, which were good, but got cooked by Leao, slipped and almost gave away a goal. It even looks like he's not even trying. That's what it looks like for me. So I just remember I think Barcelona are literally keeping him in this preseason because he's American and we're on a U.S. tour. That's pretty much the only reason why we brought him. And he said to Mundo Deportivo before the preseason, I'm gonna go out there, get my chance. If I perform well, great, I'll stay. If not, I'll look elsewhere. So hopefully he'll keep his word, and we'll wait and see on that. But yeah, that's my match review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like button. Of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments, your thoughts on the players' individual performances, team performances, any missing pieces that you expect from the match, or your thoughts overall on the outcome of the match and the display on the pitch. And of course, make sure you get subscribed down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.